Calisthenics has many benefits. It's basically all we speak about on this channel. But we also have spoken at length of the great things that can come from incorporating weightlifting as part of our programs and balancing more than one fitness approach to achieving our goals. Today, let's chat about weightlifting, and as an example, I'm going to walk through how I use free weights in my day-to-day training. Let's get into it. How you doing, Cali Crowd? If you are looking to leverage weightlifting in your programming, it can be quite daunting to figure out where it goes. So to help you figure out how best to do that, I'm going to walk through how I use weightlifting to supplement my calisthenics dominant methodology. Starting with why I use weights at all. And there's a simple answer to that: hypertrophy. Now, you might be wondering, why would a calisthenics athlete seek to build muscle? Won't that just make us too heavy to do the things we want to do on the bars? Well, that's actually a really common misconception amongst calisthenics athletes, where the opposite is actually more accurate. You see, larger muscles produce more force, and while we may look to monitor overall weight as part of our body weight training, we should still look to build muscle where we need it in order to achieve our calisthenics goals. The question still stands though: why use weights for this? Can you not build muscle through calisthenics alone? Well, yes, you can create an environment for gains through bodyweight training or through weight training, as both are forms of resistance training. Your central nervous system does not care what you use for that resistance. It just cares that you have put a stress on your musculature and it will need to adapt to overcome that. But through use of free weights, it becomes extremely easy to overemphasize that stress on particular areas of the body that may get missed through the compound nature of most calisthenics exercises. Take muscular imbalances, for example. Unilateral exercises are really great for sorting those out, but no beginner is going to start pulling off one-arm pull-ups out of their locker. But an exercise like the dumbbell row, however, is far more accessible and great for ensuring both left and right sides are getting love. So that's the why of weight training out of the way. Let's take a look at the when and how I incorporate weights into my training. In my video on periodization for calisthenics, I go through how I typically employ phases of training, aka mesocycles, to target particular goals. And as we mentioned, the main reason why I use weights as part of my training is to get that hypertrophic response. So because this is my focus for using weights, I only really use weights as part of my hypertrophy phases of training, my hypertrophy mesocycles. In the training that makes up these mesocycles, I typically work on my calisthenics exercises first, as these typically require more energy and focus, and then I push my free weight exercises to the end of the session. Because of this, I rarely lift heavy, instead choosing to focus on higher reps for quality time under tension. None of my fitness goals involve lifting heavy weights. We know that weight training strength will not carry over into calisthenics. But if I've been doing a session dominated by vertical pressing with handstands, for example, and I want to get more horizontal pressing as well, I could use an exercise such as the bench press to do that at the end of my session with a weight that will most likely be lighter than my own body weight. These ideas also bleed into how I manage my legs session too, where even though my training in that department has to compete with the fact that I play football 2 times a week, I find weight significantly beneficial because I have no body weight strength goals when it comes to legs as things stand. And that's it really for how I use free weights as part of my training. But I want to know what you do. What percentage of your training is made up of calisthenics versus free weights? Are there other aspects of fitness that are incorporated into your training goals? I know there are a lot of people subscribed to this channel that are really into martial arts. Let me know down in the comment section below, and guys, I'll see you in the next one.